Hey there, everyone. Welcome to IPREP Baseball Weekly. This is Chris Jones here with Nikki Schenfeld, here to talk a little top 10 baseball, our first list of the season. We've been working on it pretty hard the last couple weeks. Pretty excited to finally unveil it. I know you've been working very hard lately.
Yes.
We're excited to finally get this thing off the ground. I mean, we've been talking about it forever, and now here, the day's finally here. We're starting it, and here we have it for you.
Right.
So, you want to get started, or you want to talk a little bit about what we've been doing here at Illinois Prep so far?
Let's get started with the list because I'm pretty excited to talk about it. But yes, we've done a lot. We're going to keep it with the suspense factor, and we're going to start from the bottom of our top 10 list.
Excellent. Well, I'll unveil the number 10 team then. At number 10, we have Lamont.
Yes.
What do you think about Lamont, Nikki?
I had Lamont pretty high up there at the beginning. However, they have lost to some pretty decent teams, like Mount Carmel, which may or may not be on our list. But they have 3 D1 players on their team right now, and with Josh Ferry and Kevin Gorgon. I believe that's how you might say his name. But those 2 are top 30 recruits in the state of Illinois. So keep your eyes on them. They should be able to push Lamont pretty far this year.
They'll be around. I feel like they'll be around.
Absolutely.
We've read a ton about them already this year.
Right. Let's go to our number 9 team.
Number 9, all right.
We have New Trier.
New Trier is almost the definition of a one-man show this year.
Absolutely.
They have number 1 recruit in the whole state, Charlie Tilson, who's awesome. But his supporting cast is not very supporting, I guess we should say. They've stumbled out of the blocks a little here at the beginning, but with this guy, I mean, he's so good. Charlie might be able to carry them throughout the season. We'll see. They're number 9 on the list.
Absolutely.
At least they cracked the top 10. Hopefully they can hang around. Only time will tell.
Absolutely.
Number 8, we finally visit the Catholic League. We start out with Marian Catholic. I think we might have a couple teams on the list. I'm not sure, but I know Marian Catholic's on the list at number 8. What do they have going on? How come they got on the list?
Well, they have the number 1 junior prospect with Brett Lillick, I believe. He's a great left-handed pitcher, and his fastball usually sits around 85 to 88 miles per hour. But they have some pretty good juniors on that team, all within the top 30. And I would keep your eyes on them. They're already 3-1. They only lost to a team from Arizona so far. So we'll keep our eyes on them.
Nice. Marian Catholic. Watch out for them.
And then another Catholic team, we have number 7, Providence Catholic.
Providence Catholic as well, getting a lot of pub early in the season. Some ranks have them number 1 in the state already, which is that's crazy to us. We didn't come up with that same philosophy, but they do have 6 D1 signees, 3 of which are left-handed pitchers. So when another team has to come in and play a weekend series, they're going up against a lefty both days. That makes it very hard because, when you're in high school, you've been playing Little League and you're used to seeing that right-hand pitcher. So a lefty really throws you for a loop the first few times you see him, and these guys are throwing a lefty out there every day.
Exactly.
And also a big piece of their team is they have a catcher that transferred from a pretty big school in the area here, St. Rita, Dan Pontempa, I think it is, Potempa. Yeah. These names are getting us today, but I have a feeling Providence Catholic is one of my teams to be there at the end. I'll say that right now. Even though they're number 7 on our list right now, there's very much room for them to move up.
Absolutely.
Number 6, we have a defending state champ from last year, from downstate to Topolis. Did they lose anybody this year, or are they bringing a lot of guys back?
Well, as you mentioned, they did win the 2A championship, but Derek Thompson, he is the number 4 senior recruit right now, and this guy is absolutely phenomenal on the mound. Last season, he went 8-1 with only 4 earned runs in 59 innings, and he had 93 strikeouts with a 0.47 ERA. Wow. But this guy can hit also, and they have other stellar guys on that team. To Topless, I think they'll be able to make it.
2A, they could be a force to be reckoned with.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm sorry. And number 5, we have Stevenson.
Big school from here in the Chicago area. Last year they lost in the semifinals. They were able to get there. They did lose quite a few seniors, though. One guy they still do have is Tyler Radke. This guy last year, he'll be a senior this year. He went 9-0 last year pitching. 1.68 ERA, 50 innings pitched. I think he had 66 strikeouts, so that's more than a strikeout an inning. That's pretty ridiculous. But
absolutely.
Stevenson is this team for me. I can't decide which way their arrow's pointing. I can't decide if they're getting better or if they're going to slip out of the rankings, because one of their best guys, Jeremy Sheck, is out still with an elbow injury. He had Tommy John surgery. He was out all last year. Yeah. Now he's probably going to be out all this year, recovering as well. So Stevenson is one of those teams where they can either pull it together and maybe raise the rankings, or they could very easily slip out of the rankings.
I mean, and even if they could make it to the semifinals last season without one of their top players, top two players,
might be able to make a run this year.
Exactly, absolutely.
Number 4, we have one of your favorite teams in the state. That'd be Harrisburg. The team that lost it to Topolis last year in the 2A final. Why do you like them so much?
I really like this Ryan Roper kid.
So I've been hearing about in the meeting today.
This kid's absolutely unbelievable. The thing that hurts Harrisburg is that they lost 2 key guys, and Ryan's brother, Reed, it was one of them. His brother was their best pitcher, and he had a .513 average in hitting, which is amazing. But Ryan is a sophomore. That's better than Babe Ruth if he was a professional. But yeah, Ryan Roper, he is just a sophomore. Last season as a freshman, he had a .417 average with 35 RBIs, 17 doubles, and 6 homers. That's pretty unbelievable for a freshman.
Yeah, for a freshman, for sure.
Not only can he hit, but on the mound he was 10-0 with 14 earned runs, but with 72 strikeouts and a 1.65
He's making up for the runs when it's up to bat.
Exactly. And then you have another stud, Keelan Rash, I believe, but he's a number 11 prospect right now. And yeah, he can hit. And in their opening game, actually, Rash hit a grand slam in 3 perfect innings. So
judging from our list, are you willing to say that it might be a rematch in the 2A final this year?
It could be.
Could be. Maybe
that'll
with
be
a
very
different
interesting.
outcome. We'll see.
Yeah. Number 3. Obviously, I feel like this team's almost on every single list, but we have
Mount Carmel.
Yes.
They, you're right. They're on every list. I feel like for every sport, they have a good team. I don't know what's going on. They're good at football, baseball, but the baseball team is led by the duo of John Kravitz and Jeff Boehm. Is that how we decided?
Sure.
Boehm?
We'll stick with that one.
Boehm. If his parents are listening, feel free to email us or tweet us and let us know how to truly pronounce it. But these kids have been playing baseball together since they were literally 5 years old. They were on the very first Little League team together. And you could ask them today, and they both can rename the whole roster from when they were 5 years old. These kids love baseball. They've been waiting for their time to put this team on their back. Now here they are, both starting seniors, ranked number 3 in the state, ready to bring it home to Mount Carmel. And they're pretty much used to having a tradition of winning out there, so I don't see why they wouldn't continue to win.
Exactly.
And with that being said, it brings us to our number 2 team, Downers Grove South. And they're led by a pretty big stud, aren't they, Nick?
Yeah, Nick Birdie. He's the number 2 senior recruit. However, on MLB's recruit list, I mean, he's in the top 15.
He's on MLB.com. That's a pretty big deal.
He's on a lot of people's list. But yeah, in their opening game, Downers Grove South, he pitched 4 innings and got his 13th straight win in his past 2 seasons. So keep your eyes definitely on Birdie.
He's a big kid too, right?
He's a really big guy.
6'5", 220 or something. And that's in high school. So you think someday they're going to put some meat on his bones and he's going to be throwing the ball 95 miles per hour. So
right. And
that's the reason he's on MLB.com.
Exactly. And he pitches comfortably in the low 90s, and he can even top out at 95 miles per hour, which is crazy.
Yeah, wow, that's fast.
So they have some pretty good pitchers on that team, so that's why we have...
They're up there, number 2. And with that being said, that brings us to the first number 1 of the entire season.
Exactly, and that would be St. Rita.
St. Rita, what do you know?
Absolutely.
I think we mentioned them earlier in the evening, or earlier in the list, I'm sorry. They're led by senior Joey Filomeno. He was voted Southtown Star of the Year last year.
Yeah.
Great guy. He can mash. And this team lost in last year's championship.
Yes.
But they didn't really lose anybody. They're bringing a lot of people back. So
they are.
There's no reason to believe they won't go back to the championship game this year. I mean, they've been playing outstanding already. They have, not only do they have Filomeno, they have a few other guys that are just hit the cover off the ball. So Only time will tell, I guess, but I have a feeling St. Rita will be there. One of those teams in this list that I'm very confident will still be here in 3 months when we're talking about this.
Exactly. Bro, absolutely.
Well, with that being said, I hope everyone, I'm sure we ruffled some feathers with our top 10.
Right.
I can't please everybody, but
exactly.
With that being said, if you didn't like what you heard or you did like what you hear, you can always go to IllinoisPrep.com where we have a abundance of forum pages, not only baseball, but every single sport. You can get on there, you can talk about it, tell your friends, next thing you know, we've got 40 posts in one of our things already that's been up there for 2 days. It's unreal the amount of people that get on there. So
exactly.
I mean, definitely check that out on IllinoisPrep.com. I know also we both signed up for Twitter this week.
We're tweeting.
We're tweeting now. I tried to tweet personally like a little while back, and I didn't really get the hang of it. Now I've started a business Twitter, and I'm really trying to get the hang of it. What's your name on Twitter?
Nikki IPREP.
Nikki IPREP. That's Nikki Nikki IPREP. All right,
yes.
And I'm Chris IPREP. Obviously CHRIS IPREP, and that's about it. We actually we have the emails we need to tell everybody about. Nikki, what's your new email? We're all set up here at IPREP, Illinois Prep now.
Exactly.
We got all these new names and numbers.
Nikki at Illinois Prep is mine.
Oh, that's pretty easy to remember.
Exactly.
Well, I guess Chris at Illinois Prep is mine. So if you didn't get all that, that's Chris and or Nikki at IllinoisPrep.com, or follow us both on Twitter, Chris iPrep or Nikki iPrep. And we can't wait to get back in a couple weeks and talk to you more. Redo our list probably by then, because I have a feeling we'll have a couple teams fall. Do you have any last comments you want to throw in, Nikki?
I don't, but we're definitely going to keep watching all these teams, and I mean we have some bubble teams too. So
we absolutely do, and I can't wait. It's just the beginning of the season. The weather hasn't even turned slightly warm yet. I can't wait to get out there and watch some games. I know Kevin and Raquel are working real hard on their show.
Exactly.
It is called IPREP Baseball Weekly. But as you watch, you'll notice that it's actually bi-weekly for each crew. So we're here this week. Next week it'll be Kevin and Raquel, and they do a great job. So I have a feeling they're on Twitter as well. So
absolutely.
Look us all up. We hope you check back next week.
Absolutely.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for listening.
For sure. Great job, Nikki.
Bye.